Apple just announced the new iPhone 16 and 16 Pro, and each year we get almost the exact same thing. Slightly bigger screen, a little bit more battery life, a little bit better camera, but it's basically the exact same phone as last year. Well, this time Apple's done a little bit more than normal. I feel like I'm actually excited about this phone, especially the Pro model. Let me tell you why. So just like the last few years, the normal iPhone 16 comes in two different sizes, but what's interesting is this phone now comes with two additional buttons. Not only do you get the action button that came on the Pro models from last year, but what's more impressive is that these phones, even the cheapest model, is getting this integrated photography button.
The camera control is easy to use in landscape or portrait. It's flush to the surface, covered by a sapphire crystal with a smooth texture. When you click, it launches the camera. And once in the camera, you don't need to adjust your grip to take a photo. Just click again, so you don't miss the moment. With a click and hold, you can do a quick video recording. Additionally, a small multi-pixel capacitive sensor and signal processor under the sapphire crystal recognize touch gestures.
Now, I had been following the rumors about these phones for the last few weeks and months, and I heard about this capacitive button coming to the iPhone 16, and I was just thinking that just doesn't seem like Apple. Why would Apple add two additional buttons to a phone? Why wouldn't they just move the action button to the other side of the phone? Why would they make it capacitive? And then I thought, oh, I know exactly why they're doing this. And I bet adding this button to the phones may make Apple more money than anything they have done in the past. Have you figured out why yet?
First, we have new clear and silicone MagSafe cases for the iPhone 16 lineup that works seamlessly with the camera control. They feature a sapphire crystal coupled to a conductive layer to communicate the finger movements to the camera control.
Do you know how much money people spend all over the world on iPhone cases every single day? By adding this capacitive button to the outside of their phones, they are basically blocking all third-party case manufacturers. Now you're gonna have to decide if you wanna buy that cheap case off Amazon that may or may not work reliably with this new capacitive button, or it's gonna have some ugly cutout hole and you're gonna have to stuff your finger into it, or you can spend some insane price to buy it from Apple and you know it's gonna work reliably from them. I think this is a brilliant move by Apple. It feels like they're giving customers this incredible new feature, and I am excited to use it. But in reality, they are just building up another wall around one of their products, and they're saying, come over here, spend a little bit more money with us. They then go through all these statistics about the new chip. It's a little faster than last year. Yeah, we know. Next, they got into Apple Intelligence, and with this new software update and with the new phone, you're gonna have a much smarter Siri, which is going to be able to understand you, give you the information that you're looking for much more easily and naturally, and it's going to have more access to the phone and internal apps as well.
Hey Siri, who is the architect behind the Museum of... Wait, no, not the museum. The Palace of Fine Arts.
Bernard Maybeck designed the Palace of Fine Arts.
With its new expansive knowledge about features and settings, Siri will give you step-by-step guidance on how to do something on your iPhone, like deleting duplicate photos from your library. And Siri will gain on-screen awareness. So when your friend texts you about a new album, you'll be able to simply say, "Play that." And it will be able to take hundreds of new actions in your apps, like updating a friend's contact card with his new address, or adding a set of photos to a specific album.
They then get into how Apple Intelligence can work with your photos specifically to help you find images. This is pretty mind-blowing.
Suppose you've got a photo in mind that you took ages ago, but can't remember exactly when or where. Just describe it by typing something like, "Shawnee dancing in a red dress," and Apple Intelligence will find it for you. It even works for getting straight to a specific moment in a video. You'll also be able to create an entire movie to revisit a favorite memory, just by typing a description of whatever you have in mind, like the kids learning to crochet with Aunt Fiona. Apple Intelligence will automatically find relevant photos and videos and smartly arrange them into a storyline.
If I had seen this just 1 year ago, I wouldn't have believed it. I would have said, okay, sure, yeah, it's going to work 1 out of every 10 times. But now that I use ChatGPT every single day and I see the progress it's made, I actually believe this is going to work, and it's going to be a massive time saver. Next, Apple talked about visual intelligence, which basically allows the phone to either look at a live video feed out of the camera, or you could take a picture and send it to your phone, and your phone can understand what it's looking at.
Suppose you're out for a stroll and you stumble upon a restaurant you haven't been to before. Just click and hold the camera control and point your iPhone. With just a click, boom! Your iPhone instantly pulls up restaurant hours, ratings, and quick options to check out the menu or make a reservation. And say you come across a flyer for an interesting event. Just click, and you can add it to your calendar. Details about the event title, time and date, and location are automatically entered for you. And then there's that cute little puppy you see at the park. What kind of dog is that? Click, and now you know.
Now, I know Apple and OpenAI partnered a few months ago, and so I'm not sure how much of this is Apple and how much of this is ChatGPT, but in this last example, they do specifically bring up ChatGPT.
And if you're studying notes from your college lecture and get stuck on a particular concept, just use the camera control to ask ChatGPT for guidance.
Now, it appears from this keynote like both the 16 models and the 16 Pro all have the exact same 48 megapixel standard camera. With this camera, you're gonna be able to zoom in 2x and still get a 12 megapixel image. The ultra wide angle camera on the 16 is going to be the same 12 megapixel camera. And this camera also has the macro capability, so you can get super close to subjects. They then talk a little bit about graphics performance in video games, slightly better battery life, different colors, you know, the regular stuff. Let's move on to the Pro models. As always, there are two different Pro models, and both of them are slightly larger than the non-Pro options. Once again, these phones are made of titanium, making them lighter, and of course they come in slightly different colors that you will never see because you're gonna put a case on them immediately. Now, I read a bunch of rumors saying that the processor in the 16 and the 16 Pro models was going to be the same for the first time ever. Apparently that's not true. This does have a Pro chip inside, which is faster. For the first time in a very long time, both the Pro and the Pro Max have the exact same 3 cameras. I personally prefer a smaller phone, but I always feel like I'm missing out by not getting the big phone with the bigger camera on the back. Well, it seems like this year, all 3 cameras are the same. The standard camera has been upgraded from last year, but it's still a 48 megapixel camera. The ultra wide angle camera has jumped from 12 megapixels up to 48 now. And now both the Pro and the Pro Max have the 5 times optical zoom telephoto lens as well. For some of these photography features, Apple's being a little ambiguous whether these are only going to work for the Pro models or not.
Camera control will be updated later this year with a 2-stage shutter that can automatically lock focus and exposure on the subject.
Next, Apple talks about updated photographic styles, and the ones that are currently on my iPhone, they look horrible in my opinion, but they've made these new styles look awesome.
The adjustments are applied to specific colors, like this gorgeous style, and don't just add one shade to the entire scene. There are stunning black and white options that look great in a studio or outdoors. And this natural look with dramatic, rich tones, and many more. You can further personalize all of the styles with a new, simple control pad that simultaneously adjusts tone and color.
As somebody who's been editing photos manually in Photoshop and Lightroom for like 20 years now, I've never been happy with just like putting a filter on images, but it does seem like these are much better than normal, and Apple is being very clear here that if you want to see these live before you actually take the photo, you're gonna have to have the Pro model of the phone.
With the power of A18 Pro, you can see the style applied during live preview.
Next, they get into video, and I think I'm even more impressed with these features. Both Pro models can now shoot at 4K at 120 frames per second. That's a big upgrade from the 60 last year.
You can adjust the playback speed after capture in the new Photos app.
Now, Apple is acting here like you can just shoot at 4K, 120 frames per second all the time, and then just choose your playback speed and you're not gonna lose any video quality at all. That's usually not the case with cameras. And if you don't have enough light, you're gonna have to shoot at a much faster shutter speed, which means your ISO is gonna go way up, your footage is gonna look much more grainy. So I would not suggest just always shooting at 120 frames per second, although it's cool that Apple allows you to quickly change it on the phone afterwards. Next, they move into audio, and you might think, okay, they upgraded the microphone, no big deal. No, the stuff they are showing here is mind-blowing, and just a year or 2 ago, if I had seen this, I would go, bull, there's no way it can do that, it's just a gimmick. But because of what I have recently seen AI able to do with audio, I believe this could actually work.
Say people off camera are talking during the capture.
No, it's your grandma's
pancakes times 2.
Yeah, okay, that's very funny. All right.
Enjoy.
The in-frame mix isolates the voice of the person on camera so you don't lose that perfect take.
No, it's your grandma's bunk cake.
Yeah, okay, that's very funny. All right.
Studio mix gives the effect of a recording in a professional studio, complete with sound dampening walls, effectively eliminating reverb.
No, it's your grandma's bunk cake.
Pancakes times 2.
Yeah, okay, that's very funny. All right.
Enjoy.
And cinematic mix handles voices like in movies, with the vocal track positioned in the front.
Is that what I think it is?
No, it's your grandma's bunk cake.
And environmental noises in the surround.
As somebody who films videos on their iPhone all the time, this is maybe my favorite feature of this entire keynote. This is going to be game-changing for me. And later on in this keynote, they even talk about filming in windy environments and how the phone can use artificial intelligence to remove that wind noise. This is gonna be huge. Now, this feels like just software to me. It seems like they could bring this feature to the iPhone 16s as well. But I believe because they're putting it with the 16 Pro that this is a Pro-only feature. So that wraps up the keynote for all 4 of these new phones. I'm definitely going to be buying a few of these for a full photography review when these come out in the next few weeks. So make sure you're subscribed. And if you're watching this video right now, you probably like photography, you're probably interested in it. And we are currently doing a smartphone photography contest. It is 100% free to join. You can check it out at fstoppers.com/contest right now. Even if you don't want to join, head over there and check out all of the crazy submissions that we're currently getting. Every single month, we're doing a new photography contest with a new genre, but this month we are focusing just on smartphone photography. We want to see the best photo you've ever taken on your smartphone. Like I said, it's totally free to join. You can win thousands of dollars in prizes. Check it out at fstoppers.com/contests.